Hello everyone, very happy to see you here on my YouTube channel. Today we have a beautiful hamstrings and inner thigh flexibility yoga practice. We will be working towards building strength, toning of our hamstrings and improving the flexibility in our hamstrings and inner thighs. This practice is great if you do run a lot or in general too, because we are mostly moving in one direction, that's forward and backwards. We don't move in any other planes. And as we age, we lose the flexibility and the mobility in our hips and hamstrings to open up sideways. So this is a great practice to build that strength, to regain that mobility and flexibility in our hamstrings and in our inner thighs. I would highly recommend having 2 blocks for this practice, but if you don't have any props, that's completely all right. You can still continue with the practice without the blocks. And please do consider subscribing to my channel. I would greatly appreciate your support. Whenever you are ready, I'll meet you on the mat. We'll start today's practice in downward facing dog. Make sure that you're pushing the mat away from you with your palms, and you're growing long and tall from your lat muscles, and you're working towards bringing your heels down to the mat. Now, syncing with your breath, start pedaling your feet, bending one knee at a time, and when you bring that heel back onto the mat, make it purposeful. Imagine that you're trying to squeeze an orange under your heel, and every time you bring that heel down to the mat, you should feel your calf muscles waking up. Grow tall through the crown of your head. Engage your core. 2 more breaths. Come back to downward facing dog. Round your back and bend at your knees. Come into a hovering tabletop. From here, keep your back rounded. Exhale, drop your belly, open your chest. Inhale, round your back and shift back to downward dog. Exhale, come back to bear crawl. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round your back, lift up, downward facing dog. 3 more at the pace of your breath. Round your back, bear crawl. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round your back again. Lift back up, downward facing dog. Shift forward into a bear crawl. Drop your belly, lift your chest. Come back to rounding your back. Shift back, downward facing dog, and hold here for a breath. Bring your palms to meet your feet. Fold forward. Halfway lift. You can rest your palms on your shin or all the way down on the floor. Grow tall through the crown of your head. You're hinging from your hips. Open your sit bones and make sure that you're feeling this stretch in the back of your legs. Next breath, lift your heels off the mat. In your halfway lift, bring your heels back down and sit into a squat. Lift up, lift your heels. Heels come back down, come into a squat. Lift up, lift your heels. Heels come back down, sit into a squat. 2 more, lift up, lift your heels. Bring your heels down, sit into a squat. Last one. Walk back into plank. Downward dog. Bring your gaze towards your palms. Engage your core. Squeeze your elbows and bring your forearms down on the mat. We'll also warm up our back muscles. Point your right foot, lift your right leg, 3-legged dolphin. Switch sides, point your left foot, lift your left leg. Work your right heel down towards the mat. Come back into dolphin. Bend your legs. Look up towards the front of the mat. Shoot into a plank. Flow through your chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Open your chest. Shift back. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees. Look towards your palms. Either hop or walk to the front of the mat. Halfway lift and fold forward. Come all the way back up to Tadasana. Engage your core, tuck your tailbone, step your feet slightly wider than hip distance, bring your palms to support your lower back, squeeze your elbows, engage your glutes, engage your core and open your chest up towards the sky, taking a standing back bend. Lift back up, bring your feet hip distance wide. Next in breath, lift your heels off the mat, sweep your arms all the way up, fold forward, halfway lift, plant the palm, step your left leg back, bring your left knee down onto the mat. Sweep your arms, bring it alongside your ears, untuck your back toes, open your chest up towards the sky as you bring your hips down towards the mat. Extend your hands alongside your ears, shift forward, straighten your right leg, flex your right foot, your hands are not touching the mat, hinge from your hips, fold forward into your half splits. Reach through the crown of your head. Keep the back of your neck long. Shift back forward into your low lunge. Frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Step back plank. Bring your right forearm down on the mat, followed by your left forearm. Engage your core. Walk your feet towards your elbows. Keep the back of your neck long. Lift your right leg up. Work towards bringing your left heel down towards the mat. Switch sides. Left leg up. Bend your knees. Look towards your palms. Shoot forward into plank. Flow through your chaturanga. Upward dog. All the way back. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, point your left foot, bring your left knee into your chest, shift forward into plank, plant your left foot in between your palms, place your right knee down, untuck your right toes. Arms come alongside your ears, sink your hips forward, open your chest up towards the sky. Extend your hands alongside your ears. Shift your hips back, lengthen your left leg, flex your left foot, fold forward into half splits. Keep the back of your neck long. Shift back forward into your low lunge, frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, bring your right foot to meet your left. Hands come alongside your ears, sit into your chair. Come all the way back up. Bring your palms to your chest. Tadasana. Open your feet slightly wider than hip distance. We'll take our standing back bend. Bring your palms to support your lower back. Engage your core. Squeeze your glutes. Push your hips forward, and as you squeeze your elbows towards each other, open your chest up towards the sky. Lift back up, bring your feet back hip distance, Tadasana. Lift your heels off the mat, bring your arms all the way alongside your ears, fold forward, halfway lift, plant the palms, step back with your right foot, bring your right knee down, untuck your right toes. Bring your hands alongside your ears, Open your chest, cactus your arms. Keep sinking your hips down and towards the front. Extend your hands alongside your ears. Lift up, shift your hips back. Lengthen your left leg. Fold forward into your half splits. Shift back forward into your low lunge. Frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Bring your right foot to meet your left, coming into a plank. Left forearm comes down on the mat, followed by your right. Hold your forearm plank. Work your feet towards your elbows. Point your right foot. Lift your right leg. Switch sides. Point your left foot. Lift your left leg. Back to dolphin. Bend your knees. Look towards your palms. Shoot forward into a full plank. Flow through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Opening your shoulders. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Three-legged dog. Bring your right knee into your chest. Shift forward into plank. Place your right foot in between your palms. Back knee comes down. Untuck your toes. Bring your hands alongside your ears. Open your chest towards the sky, cactusing your arms. Bring your hands back alongside your ears. Shift back into your half splits. Try not to bring your palms to the mat. Flex your right foot. Shift forward into low lunge. Frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes. Bring your back foot to meet your right. Sit in your chair. Come all the way into standing. Tadasana. Palms come to chest. Step your feet slightly wider than hip distance. Bring your palms to support your lower back and take a standing back bend. Squeeze your glutes and push your hips forward. As you squeeze your elbows, open your chest up towards the sky. Slowly release back into Tadasana. Step your feet hip distance wide and next inhale, lift your heels, sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky. Fold forward. Halfway lift, plant your palms. Either step or hop back into plank, flow through your chaturanga. Upward dog, opening your shoulders and open your chest. Flow back, downward facing dog. Next, in breath, point your right foot, lift your right leg, square your hips down towards the mat. As you bring your right knee into your chest, bend your left knee and hover in a crunch, bear crawl position. Lift back up into a three-legged dog. Tap your right foot down towards the mat and lift. Bring your right knee to chest. Come forward into a hovering bear crawl and a crunch. Back to three-legged dog. Tap your right foot down. Lift back up. 3 more at the pace of your breath. Bear crawl crunch. Lift back, three-legged dog. Tap your back leg down towards the mat. Lift back up. Bear crawl crunch. Lift back up. Three-legged dog. Tap your right foot down. Lift back up. Last one. Come into a bear crawl crunch. Lift back up. Tap your right foot down. Lift back up. This next time, keep your right leg hovering. Bring your left knee down onto the mat, coming into a bird dog position. Bring your right heel onto the mat or onto the ground on the outside of your right hip. Your right foot is flexed. Shift your hips back towards your left heel and come back up. We'll do that 4 more times. Keep your right foot flexed the whole time. You should feel the stretch in your right inner thigh. Shift your hips back towards your left heel and lift back up. 2 more. Shift back, come back up. Last one. Come back up. Keeping your right foot flexed, stack your shoulders over your hips and bring your palms to touch over your head. Make sure that you're engaging your core, squeezing your glutes, tucking your tailbone, and interlace your fingers. Extend your pointer finger up towards the sky and bend towards your right foot. Take a side body stretch. Come back to the center. Open your arms out into a T. Twist your chest towards your right foot and lean forward, hinging from your hips. This whole time your right foot is flexed and come back up. Face the front of the mat. Bring palms to touch over your head. Take a side body stretch. Come back to the center. Open your hands out in a T. Chest faces your right foot. Hinge from your hips. Bring your chest closer to your right thigh. Come back up. Back to center. Bring your palms to touch over your head. Take a side body stretch. Back to center. Open your arms out in a T. Rotate your chest and hinge. You should feel that right hamstring lengthen and heat building up in your right hamstring when you fold your chest towards your right leg. Last one. Open your arms out in a T. Twist your chest and hinge. Come back to center. Bring your palms down onto the mat. Plant your right foot. Bring your right foot on the outside of your right shoulder. So you're slightly moving your foot forward. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee and sink your hips down towards the mat. You're coming into this wide-legged upward dog variation. Lift your hips, step back into plank, float through chaturanga, upward dog, all the way back, downward facing dog. Point your left foot, lift your left leg, three-legged dog. Bring your left knee into chest, shift forward, right knee hovers over the mat. Lift back up, three-legged dog. Tap your left foot down to the mat, lift up. 4 more of these at the pace of your breath. Left knee to chest, bear crawl, lift up, three-legged dog. Tap the left foot down, lift back up. Bring your left knee to chest, bear crawl, lift back up, three-legged dog. Tap your left foot down, back to three-legged dog, bear crunch, lift back up, three-legged dog. Tap your left foot down, lift back up. Last one, bear crunch, three-legged dog. Tap your left foot down, lift back up. This time keep your left leg floating. Bring your right knee down onto the mat. Place your left foot on the outside of your left hip and keep your foot flexed. Shift your hips back towards your right heel. You can either have your right toes tucked or you can untuck your toes and lift back up. Shift back towards your heel, lift back up. 3 more. You should feel that stretch in your left inner thigh. Last one. Next breath, stack your shoulders over your hips. Keep your left foot flexed. Bring your palms to touch over your head. Interlace your fingers, extending your index finger. Engage your core, tuck your tailbone, grow tall in your torso and lean towards your left foot. release back to the center, arms open out into a T, twist your chest open towards your left leg and hinge from your hips, fold forward. Come back up, back to center, take your side body stretch, come back to center, open your arms out in a T, chest opens towards your left foot, hinge from your hips. Come back to the center, take your side body stretch, come back up, arms open out into a T, twist and fold forward, release, come back to center, bring your palms to the mat, plant your left foot, move your left foot slightly forward so it's in line with your shoulders, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee and sink forward into this upward dog variation. Lift your hips, come into a plank, flow through your chaturanga, upward dog, come all the way back, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Bring your right knee into your chest, place your right foot in between your palms. This is where you can use your blocks. Bring your blocks where your palms are, so framing your front foot, and bring your palms over your blocks. So now you are in a low lunge. From here, shift your hips back, extend your right leg, flex your right foot and fold over your right leg, coming into a pyramid with your right foot flexed. Shift back forward into low lunge. Exhale, shift back pyramid. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, lift your right foot, flex and fold forward into pyramid. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, low lunge. Bring your palms or your blocks slightly in front, so like 6 inches in front of you. Float your back foot, coming into an L hold. Tap your back toes down towards the mat. Lift back up into L hold. Bring your left knee behind your right. Take a Jiva squat. Lift back up into your supported warrior 3 or L hold. Tap your back toes. Lift up, Jiva squat. Lift, tap, lift, Jiva squat. Lift, tap, lift, Jiva squat. 2 more. Lift, tap, lift, Jiva squat. Last one. Lift, tap, lift, Jiva squat. Come back into your L hold. Bring your back foot down onto the mat. Back knee down, shift back into half splits. If by now you feel that your hamstrings are warm enough and you want to try extending all the way into your full splits, you can do that now. You can also bring your block underneath your front hamstring and come all the way down into your full splits. Engage your core, squeeze your glutes and your inner thighs are engaged. So you're squeezing your inner thighs in your full splits. Hold this for 5 counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up. Remove the block if you're using one. Come back into half splits. Fold forward. Bring your left shin parallel to the short edge of the mat. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Bend your right leg, coming into a supported warrior 2. From here, bring your palms to reach over your head. Sink your hips towards your right heel. Lift back up, open your palms out in a T. Bring your palms to touch over your head. Sink your hips towards your right heel. Lift back up, open your palms. 3 more. Sink and lift. Sink your hand movement to your torso movement. Come back into your supported warrior 2 and reverse your support warrior. So you can bring your left hand to reach your right thigh and right hand extends alongside your ears. Release. Right palm comes on the inside of your right foot. Extend your left hand alongside your ears. Keep sinking your hips towards your right heel. Release that. Extend your back leg. Plant your left foot. Come back into a full side angle. You can either extend your top hand up towards the sky or bring it alongside your ears. Release your hold and sink into Skandasana. Flex your left foot up towards the sky. Frame your front foot. Bring your chest in line with the short edge of the mat. Step back plank. Flow through Chaturanga. Upward dog. All the way back. Downward facing dog. Point your left foot. Lift your left leg. Three-legged dog. Bring your left knee to your chest. Shift forward into plank. Place your left foot in between your palms. Bring your blocks in place of your palms and coming into a low lunge. Reach through the crown of your head. Next, exhale, extend your left leg. Lift your left toes off the mat. Flex your left foot. Fold forward into a pyramid. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, shift back pyramid. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, shift back pyramid. Two more. Come back into low lunge. Place your blocks 6 inches in front of you. Float your back foot. Come into an L hold. Tap your back toes down onto the mat. Lift back up. Right knee behind your left. Jiva squat. Extend back. Tap your back toes down. Lift back up. Jiva squat. Lift, tap, lift, Jiva squat. Lift, tap, lift, Jiva squat. Last one. Lift, tap, lift, Jiva squat. Float your back leg into your L hold. Place your back foot down. Coming into a low lunge. Back knee comes down. Shift back into half splits. If you want to play with full splits, extend both your legs out and sink your hips down onto the mat. If you need, you can use a block underneath your front hamstring. Try to stack your shoulders over your hips. Squeeze your glutes, engage your core. Don't just slump into your hips. Lift back up into half splits. Move your block if you are using one. Plant your left foot down. Bring your right shin parallel to the short edge. Stack your shoulders over your hips, facing the longest side of the mat. Open your arms out in a T. And as you bring your palms to touch over your head, sink your hips towards your left heel. Lift back up, open out into a T. Sink your hips, lift back up. Sink your hips, lift back up. 3 more. Sink your hips. Go at the pace of your breath, and if you feel that stretch in your inner thighs and if you feel like staying down here, just hold it down here. This time reverse your supported warrior. You can optional to bring your right palm towards your left thigh. Release, bring your left palm on the inside of your left foot, side angle. Release your supported side angle, extend your back leg, plant your right foot, open up into a side angle. You can have your top arm alongside your ears. Face your back foot up towards the sky, sink your hips towards your left heel, come into a Skandasana. Frame the front foot, step back plank, float through Chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing dog. Knees come down onto the mat, cross your legs, come into a seated. Lengthen your back, extend both your legs out in front of you. We'll take a seated forward fold, and you have an option to bring your blocks right in front of your heels or right in front of your feet. Bring both your sit bones down on the mat. Hinge from your hips. You can either wrap your peace fingers around your big toes, and hinging from your hips, work towards bringing your chest closer to your thighs. Reach through the crown of your head. If you need to bend your knees here, do that. Be aware not to round your back, or optional to hold on the outside of your block. Grow tall through your lat muscles and fold forward. Release your forward fold. Remove your block if you are using one. Plant your feet down. Shift your hips towards your heels and bring your back all the way down onto the mat. We'll end our practice with a back bend. Engage your core. Tuck your tailbone and lift your hips up towards the sky. If you're taking a full wheel, bring your palms on the outside of your ears. Engage your core, and next out breath, lift up into your full back bend. Keep squeezing your glutes. Release your back bend. Come back down onto the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side. Release your back. Release your feet down onto the mat. And we'll take Shavasana and end our practice here. If you want to add any inversions or any other stretches or core work into your practice, you can go ahead do that now. Whatever you choose to do, make sure that you take a few moments and end your practice in Shavasana. Whenever you are ready to come out, open your eyes, roll on to one side and slowly come back up. I hope you had a lot of fun doing that practice with me and you felt your legs lengthen and stretch, and that must have felt wonderful. If you're working towards your full splits, or if you're working just towards having more mobility in your hips and in your hamstrings and increase your flexibility, this is a great practice to come back to. Do it either once or twice a week and you will see a lot of improvement in your leg muscles. I'll see you on the mat next week. Until then, have a beautiful time.